Hi, I'm Preet Corgill. Welcome everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for joining us today at such a critical moment, not just in this election campaign, but for the country. And welcome, of course, to Birmingham, my hometown, where I am proud to be a Labour and Co-operative candidate. Following on from the Labour Party's manifesto launch yesterday, this afternoon our party chair, Jim McMahon, will outline our 4 shared core cooperative party missions. Over the past 4 years, it's been my honour to be chair of the Cooperative Party's Westminster Group. Our group in Westminster has existed for nearly 100 years. 100 years of championing cooperative values and principles. 100 years of standing up for the cooperative movement. And our group in Parliament is the inheritor of a rich and important history. Whilst of course respectful of our history, we are hugely ambitious for the future. Ambitious for our cooperative movement and ambitious for our cooperative ideas. We in Westminster have had to watch on with envy over the last few years as the Cooperative Party has massively grown at all other levels of government. At last, we have the opportunity to get involved and to add to the 1,700 Labour and Cooperative elected representatives. At this election, we are standing candidates from Dundee to Falmouth, from Ipswich to Cardiff, great candidates who will hopefully have the opportunity to take their place in our group and to add to our cooperative voice at the decision-making tables. We are hopeful that we will win this election with the largest ever group of Labour and Cooperative members of Parliament in our history, the largest ever group of cooperators keen to contribute to our cooperative mission. However, we have work to do before all of that. We have 3 hard weeks ahead, 3 weeks of campaigning, 3 weeks of spreading our positive message of change. It's clear to me that communities across this country are crying out for change. It's not surprising. We've had 14 years of Conservative mismanagement, division and chaos. We need change. And we also need cooperative change. Our cooperative movement has the power and potential to do so much for our communities and our country. And yet over the last 14 years, it has gone untapped. Our movement can do so much more to protect community assets, to build fairer economic growth and tackle climate change. Our movement is more productive, more resilient and tackles inequality. We want the opportunity to grow this movement, to grow our contribution, to grow our impact. Through these 3 weeks, we need to campaign hard and give the country a brighter, more cooperative future. Thank you. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce the fantastic chair of the Cooperative Party, Jim McMahon.
Thank you, Preet. Thank you for all you have done as chair of our parliamentary group. And before I take you through our policy priorities, I also want to thank the whole Cooperative Party, our NEC, our staff who work hard day in, day out to grow our party, our members, our trade unions, and cooperators and societies right across the country for continuing to support our work. Our members and the officers, without whom there would be no campaigns and there'd be no local parties either. We have worked together over the last 5 years to grow our party and grow our movement. We have grown our members and our elected representation every year, both now at record levels, something to be very proud of. We have grown the numbers of Cooperative Party supporters and activists. We have campaigned together to give a cooperative voice on issues from food justice to the scourge of modern slavery, fair tax and much more. And it's been a real privilege to be the party's chair in that period. Now, ahead of the election, we've identified 4 key areas that we wanted to campaign on. 4 areas we believe the cooperative movement needed. 4 areas which, given the chance, carried into government, really change the country and leave a cooperative legacy. As Preet said, our movement offers something unique to our country, and we firmly believe that our movement can change the country. We in the Cooperative Party are ambitious for cooperative growth. That's why we set out with a plan to double the size of the sector, double the economic and social benefit we provide. And we saw yesterday in the Labour manifesto, this is an ambition that is shared. Ahead of us, we have the opportunity to make this commitment real. It's an exciting time. Secondly, in addition to this basic cooperative growth, we also know that cooperative solutions play a key role in the country's net zero mission too. We know that community-owned renewable energy production has gone under-supported and underused for too long. We believe that the rapid growth of community energy is needed, and we believe that we should learn the lessons of the energy crisis and the current energy market. Therefore, the Co-operative Party have worked with our sister party to develop the local power plan, a plan which will be delivered by GB Energy, delivering 8 gigawatts of clean, green, community-owned energy supplied straight into the grid. It will create a new generation, a million new owners of long-lasting energy sovereignty. It's truly a prize worth fighting for. Thirdly, our co-operative movement holds the key to reviving high streets and allowing communities to own and care for the assets that are important to them. And that's why we have made the community right to buy and strengthen localism powers a key focus of our work as a party. And we welcome the ambition shared by our sister party to transfer power out of Westminster into communities, and we look forward to working with them on the landmark devolution legislation. Lastly, a movement is nothing without solidarity. Our cooperative movement knows exactly what it feels like for people to be a victim of abuse and violence at work, our retail workers. It's become a key campaign of our movement and member trade unions such as USDAW, as we set out to fight for a standalone offence for violence against shop workers, and to also scrap the £200 minimum limit for investigation. We know that this is now in the Labour Party manifesto, and so we finally have an opportunity to deliver those safer high streets, and also importantly, to look at our retail colleagues in the eye. We'll know that these will be the focus of campaigns over the coming weeks, but we also know there's much more as well. So thank you, friends, for being here today. Thank you for helping us to start to create a more cooperative future. And I'm now delighted to hand over to Joe Fortune, who's our General Secretary. Joe.